Here's a hot take. Your road trip outfit might say more about you and honestly about us as a country than you think. Because if you've ever rolled up to a gas station in high heels, or watched someone eat hot Cheetos in white jeans, or tried to survive 6 hours in a polyester romper, then you already know. We dress for a moment, but road trips, they are a journey. And the difference between a joyful ride and a spiraling meltdown somewhere off I-70 often comes down to what's touching your skin. So today, we're unpacking what not to wear on a road trip. And maybe, just maybe, we'll unpack a little of what it means to move through the world in a way that's thoughtful, present, and not constantly adjusting your waistband. Let's start here. The vibe trap. We live in a world that's constantly saying, make it aesthetic, make it cute, make it postable. And don't get me wrong, I love a good vibe. I've got an eye for color and a heart for storytelling. But when it comes to travel, especially road trips, the algorithm does not care if your thighs are chafing by mile 42. I once wore a button-down and boots on a summer road trip through Texas. It made sense when we left the house. 5 hours later, I was drenched in sweat, my feet were swollen, and I would have traded both for flip-flops and a clean t-shirt in a heartbeat. Instead of planning your look for the gas station mirror selfie, plan it for that moment in hour 4 when the sun's beating in. Your seat's at the exact wrong angle, and you're holding a lukewarm Diet Pepper, wondering how you still have 3 more hours to go. Dress for that moment, because it's coming. It's why some of us dress for road trips like we're boarding a 14-hour red-eye to Dubai. I've seen people wear compression socks, hoodies the size of sleeping bags, and eye masks while driving through Kansas. Think layers, yes, but intentional ones. A breathable cotton tee, a zip-up hoodie you can tie around your waist. Shoes you can slip off, not unlace like you're going through TSA. There's a difference between dressing comfortably and dressing like you've given up. Here's a hard truth. Your clothes will betray you if you don't choose wisely. Linen? Gorgeous, until you look like a human accordion. Polyester? Looks sleek until it traps every drop of sweat and every ounce of regret. Silk? A crime scene waiting to happen the second you spill something. You want stretch, breathability, fabrics that move with you. You want cotton blends, bamboo knits, maybe a hint of spandex. You want to live your life without your waistband launching psychological warfare. Because again, the road trip isn't the photo, it's the in-between. It's the gas station bathroom, it's the Sonic parking lot, and what you wear should match the mission. Here's where we get real. There's something deeply, undeniably American about the way we approach travel, and more often than not, it shows up in what we wear and what we carry. The overdoing, the underthinking, the quiet belief that every space, every moment should bend to our comfort. That the world should meet us where we are, rather than the other way around. We dress like the road is our living room and pack like we're fleeing a natural disaster. We bring noise-canceling headphones, lumbar support pillows, essential oils, and a fleece blanket with a photo of our dog on it. And then we act personally offended when the gas station bathroom doesn't have a Dyson hand dryer. And maybe, just maybe, how we show up to a road trip says something about how we show up to the rest of the world. We want the adventure, but on our terms. We want the change of scenery without any real discomfort. We forget that in many parts of the world, people walk 5 miles in worn-out sandals and still arrive to dinner looking composed and radiant. Meanwhile, we're one lukewarm Diet Coke away from unraveling in the front seat. We confuse comfort with entitlement, and when the seams start to split, metaphorically or otherwise, traffic, the weather, anything but ourselves. I once saw a man unfold a full-blown recliner at a rest stop, just dragged it out of the trunk, set it up in the parking lot, cracked a soda, and stared out at the highway like he was on his front porch. And hey, live your truth, but maybe also, maybe just bring less next time. There's nothing wrong with comfort, but there's a line between being prepared and being unwilling to bend. Road trips, like life, are supposed to stretch you a little. We can still be ourselves. Messy, snack-loving, playlist-making, joy-chasing humans. But travel, even if it's just across a state line, is a quiet invitation to soften, to adapt, to carry less, not just in our suitcases, but in our expectations. To move through the world with a little more humility and a little more grace, because the less we bring, the more room we have to actually see where we're going. Okay, back to basics. Shoes. Let's all take a deep breath and stop pretending we're walking the red carpet at a rest stop. This isn't the time to make bold fashion statements or break in those boots you panic bought during your outdoorsy era. Heels? Absolutely not. Unless you're filming a country music video on the hood of the car with a wind machine and a backup band. Otherwise, you're just asking to roll an ankle between the pump and the bathroom. Flip-flops? Look, they seem innocent, easy breezy, but all it takes is one rogue gas station puddle, the kind that's suspiciously warm and definitely not just water, and your whole day is ruined. You'll be walking like a ghost haunted by regrets and athlete's foot. Save them for the hotel shower. Lace-up boots? We get it, you're prepared. But unless you're about to scale a mountain or chase elk through the Rockies, you don't need combat-ready footwear. You're just trying to pee fast and not touch anything with your bare hands. Untying 6 eyelets in a bathroom stall is how people end up swearing off road trips altogether. So here's the move. Sneakers with decent arch support, slides with actual tread. Something that's comfortable enough to wear for long stretches, sturdy enough to handle a sketchy parking lot, and easy enough to kick off in the car without pulling a hamstring or knocking over a Gatorade bottle. You're aiming for functional adult with style awareness, not fashion victim at mile marker 143. The road doesn't care how cute your shoes are. It just wants you to survive the journey without blisters, fungal infections, or an emotional breakdown in a Buc-ee's. And always, always pack socks, even in July. Trust me, there's a level of peace that only comes from warm toes and an iced coffee. Let's round this out with a few genius moves I've either learned the hard way or shamelessly stolen from people who had their road trip lives more together than me. First, the Freshen Up Kit. If you don't have one, you're missing out. Deodorant wipes, breath spray, a little travel-sized dry shampoo. Nothing fancy, just the basics. But when you're 5 hours in, running on gas station snacks and air conditioning that can't decide if it's working, this tiny bag of miracles will make you feel like a functioning adult again. Next up, the extra shirt in the front seat. Not the suitcase, not the trunk, right there next to you, because at some point you will spill something. Probably coffee, possibly regret, and being able to do a mid-trip costume change without pulling over at a random rest stop is the kind of luxury that shouldn't be underestimated. For those of us who wear bras, a soft bralette is the real MVP. Leave the underwire at home. No one needs to be locked into a torture device for 9 hours just to sit in traffic outside Nashville. Then there's the holy trinity of road trip survival: sunglasses, lip balm, and a water bottle. Keep them within arm's reach, not buried under luggage. We are not savages. And finally, a tiny trash bag. It's such a small thing, but it's the difference between feeling like you're cruising across America and feeling like you're living in a rolling landfill. Sure, the country may feel a little messy these days, but your car, that can still be a clean, controlled little bubble of sanity. Look, this isn't just about outfits. It's about how we move through the world, how we choose presence over performance, function over flash, connection over convenience. Maybe we pack a little lighter, choose grace over excess, and remember that sometimes the most put-together thing you can do is be comfortable, kind, and open to wherever the road takes you. If this hit home, hit like, drop your best or worst road trip fashion story in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. And hey, next time you're packing for a trip, just ask yourself, am I dressing for the photo or for the ride?